Hey, good morning, everyone. How's it going today? Coach Alvarez here, back at you another episode. Coffee. Man, hope you're up making some moves, got the mind in the right place. And if not, let's go ahead and put it in the right place. So this is episode 120. Pretty cool. It's been 120 consecutive days that, I've been doing this stuff. So really enjoying it. It's been going great so far. A lot of good feedback. And just trying to empower the mind, get better, personal growth, personal development, and trying to be better each day. So what I was reading today, I actually had something else I wanted to share, but this always happens. This is one thing that kind of just, one I feel like I should get more out than the other. And so this one here is who is influencing you. You hear the phrase, birds of a feather flock together. So let me go into it. The people whom you habitually associate are called your reference group. According to research by psychologist Dr. David McClellan of Harvard, your reference group determines as much as 95% of your success or failure in life. Let me read that back. Your reference group determines as much as 95% of your success or failure in life. That's a pretty high percentage, man. It's pretty close to 100. Who do you spend the most time with? Who are the people you most admire? Are those two groups of people exactly the same? If not, why not? Jim Rohn taught that we become the combined average of the 5 people who we hang around the most. Rohn, who say we could tell the quality of our health, attitude, and income by looking at the people around us. The people with whom we spend our time determine what conversations dominate our attention and to which attitudes and opinions we are regularly exposed. Eventually, we start to eat what they eat, talk like they talk, read what they read, and think like they think. Watch what they watch, treat people how they treat them, even dress like they dress. The funny thing is, more often than not, we are completely unaware of the similarities between us and our circle of 5. How are we not aware? Because your associations don't shove you in any direction. They nudge you. Okay? They nudge you ever so slightly over time. Their influence is so subtle that it's like being on an inner tube out in the ocean, feeling like you're floating in place until you look up and realize the gentle current has pushed you a half mile down the shore. This is good stuff right here. You got to really pay attention. And I like this a lot. This is why I'm reading it. This is why I changed what I'm reading today. Think of your friends who order greasy appetizers or a cocktail before dinner, and that's their routine. Hang out with them enough and you'll find yourself grabbing for those cheese nachos and potato skins and joining them for that extra beer or glass of wine, matching their pace. Meanwhile, your other friends order healthy food and talk about the inspiring books they're reading and their ambitions in their businesses, and you become to assimilate their behaviors and habits. You read and talk about what they talk about. You see the movies they're excited about, and you go to the places they recommend. The influence your friends have over you is subtle and can be positive or negative. Either way, the impact is incredibly powerful. Watch out. You cannot hang out with negative people and expect to live a positive life. So what is the combined average income or attitudes of the 5 people you spend most of your time with? Does the answer frighten you? If so, the best way to increase your potential, majority of your time with people who already possess those traits. You will then see the power of influence work for you rather than against you. The behaviors and attitudes which help them acquire the success you admire will begin to become part of your daily routine. Hang around them long enough and you're likely to realize similar success outcomes in your life. If you haven't already, jot down the names of the 5 people you hang around with the most. Also write down their main characteristics, both positive and negative. It doesn't matter who they are. It could be your spouse, your brother, your neighbor, or your assistant. Now, average them out. What's their average health and bank balance? Okay, what's their average relationship like? As you look at your results, ask yourself, Is this list okay for me? Is this where I want to go? It's time to reappraise, reprioritize the people you spend time with. These relationships can nurture you, starve you, or keep you stuck. Now that you started to carefully consider with whom you spend your time with, let's go a little deeper. As Jim Rome taught me, it's powerful to evaluate and shift your associations into three categories: dissociations, limited associations, and expanded associations. So I'm gonna stop there because then I'll just go on forever. We won't leave. So I'll go into dissociations in the three categories on another note here, another episode. But to think of your friends who order greasy appetizers or cocktails before dinner, and that's the routine. Hang out with them enough, and you'll find yourself grabbing extra cheese nachos and potato skins, enjoying them for them extra beer. For those that love the cheese nachos and extra tater skins, stuff like that, that's your thing. Get after it. And you're happy. Don't mind this episode. But if you do mind that and you don't want to be like that, and your financial situation isn't where you want to be, then it's time to adjust that, and you can make that however you want it. I love this stuff because it's just something that I just, like I said, I talk to people all the time. I hear where they're at in life and where they're trying to go, and I get to, not all situations, but sometimes I'll know like who they're hanging out with and what they're doing, and it's just their patterns, their friends or their family members' patterns. Again, just to go back, this is a compound effect is what I'm reading, okay? Just so I'm going to check it out, or get the audio book. But I know in the past, I've caught a lot of heat, and I still do, because, I talk about certain friends or family members, their habits, their ways, and how, I try to separate from certain people because of their ways and their habits. And in this book, and I'll get into it later, there's talk about like 3-minute friends, 3-hour friends, and 3-month friends or something like that. Basically saying there's people that you're friends with or family with that you just spend a very short amount of time with, hi and bye, how's it going, how's the family, cool, peace, later, I'll check you out. And there's times where you can spend a little bit more time with those individuals because they're doing things that you want to do, so on and so forth. So it's hard because when you're friends with someone, and if you grew up with someone for so many years, and you're trying to make certain changes and improve, you're going to get hated on no matter what. They're going to get mad because you're no longer spending time with them the way that you were, and it's not that you're trying to say that you're better than anyone, but you are trying to go in a different direction, and they're either standing still or going backwards. And because you're trying to make these little improvements, you're definitely going to catch some heat for that. But are you willing to withstand that heat to go forward and not allow yourself to be like, well, yeah, it's my friends, my family member, it's whatever, it's my coworker, you feel obligated to spend more time with them than you really should. And the more time you spend with certain people, depending on their activities and their habits, it's basically saying you're just going to end up the same way. So you have to be self-aware, because like they said, they're not going to shove you in a direction like really fast. It's going to be just slowly over time. You'll be nudged in that direction, and before you know it, when you look back, you're like, man, how did I get here? And it's just time after time, just you'll get there. So let's be self-aware. Unfortunately, sometimes you just got to cut some ties or make those ties a little shorter and spend less time with certain people, just because their habits and their ways really aren't going to help you get to where you want to get to. I had to do that in the past. Again, Alvarez thinks he's better than me. Alvarez thinks he's this, he thinks he's that. I still get that. I don't let that stuff bother me. People talk about me behind my back. They're going to do it anyways. I'd rather let them do that while I keep moving forward. Just like a situation that happened yesterday, someone, posted some things about me. I get some messages from quite a few different people. Coach, did you see? Coach, did you see? Yeah, I see. Knew it was coming. It's all good. I'm keeping it rolling, keep making things happen. improving my business and my school and my personal life, I don't have time to sit around and deal with stuff like that. I'm not going to give that stuff my energy. My energy needs to go to something that's going to improve my business, my family, my academy, my jiu-jitsu, and, you know, my mental game, you know, and my finances. So there's so many areas to improve on. I really just don't have time to just sit around and, you know, worry about someone that's talking about me. So when you go to make those moves and you make those associations and you separate and you start to go in a different direction, you're going to get talked about no matter what. So it just depends on how bad you want to improve. I really want to improve. I want you to improve. That's why I do these episodes every day. I'm going to read them no matter what. So it just depends on who's listening and are you going to take action on the things that I'm sharing with you, because these aren't my words. It's just someone else's words. And I'm just sharing them with you and then translating them or comparing them to like something that's happened in my life for sure. But without a doubt, my life has improved. I love my friends and family members, without a doubt. But that doesn't mean that I have to spend all this time with them, because their habits and their ways just aren't congruent with where I'm trying to go. They don't match up. And so I need to go a certain way in a certain direction. And if and when they change those ways to a more positive way and a more healthier way, then, you know, we can spend more time together. But, you know, that healthy eating thing, I know I rub a lot of people the wrong way with that, but I'm very serious about my health and other people's health. So, you know, if you come around me and you're eating the cheese nachos and the tater skins and the chili cheese fries, and, you know, I'm definitely going to ask you, like, do you care about your health and your family's health and everything around you? You know what I mean? So anyways, hope that helps today. Be self-aware and really good stuff. So episode 120, okay, we got, you know, 4 months in, or around 4 months in, of consecutive, consistent episodes, building habits, positive habits. You can do the same. Just got to get after it. All right, guys, have a great day. We'll catch you on the next one.